OpenAI didn't just drop another update. No, they unleashed the whole new kind of intelligence. Today, we're diving deep into the revolution that is GPT-5. Here's the roadmap. First, the tech itself. What makes GPT-5 tick? Next, zooming out to see it completely rewriting the global economy. And finally, how it's igniting a massive new AI arms race worldwide. This quote nails it. GPT-5 feels like chatting with a helpful friend who has PhD-level intelligence. This is true collaboration with something that feels less like a machine and more like a brilliant partner.
All right, let's just get this out of the way. Forget everything you thought you knew about AI, because in 2025, OpenAI didn't just drop another update. No, they unleashed a whole new kind of intelligence. So today, we're going to dive deep into the revolution that is GPT-5. So here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll look at the tech itself. What makes GPT-5 tick? Then, we'll see how it's become this incredible co-pilot for creators. After that, we'll zoom way out to see how it's completely rewriting the economy, and finally, how it's kicking off this massive new global race. You know, this quote just hits the nail on the head. It describes GPT-5 as being like chatting with a helpful friend with PhD-level intelligence. And that's the key, right? We're not talking about a simple tool anymore. This is about collaborating with something that feels, well, less like a machine and more like a brilliant partner. All right, first section, let's really get into it. To get why this is such a big deal, you have to understand that GPT-5 isn't just, GPT-4 with a fresh coat of paint. This is a whole different beast. So the best way I've heard this explained is with an analogy. Think of GPT-4 as a really, really smart college student. It's brilliant, but you kind of have to hold its hand, give it clear instructions, check its homework. GPT-5, that's like having a PhD in everything. You can just hand it a complex, messy, multi-step project, and it just goes. It figures it out on its own. And look, this isn't just a feeling. We've got the numbers to prove it. Check this out. On this super hard math test, the best models out there, GPT-4o, Claude, they were scoring around 40, maybe 50%. Not bad. But then GPT-5 comes along and scores a perfect 100%. 100. That's not just better. That's a different league entirely. It's total mastery. And the crazy part is, OpenAI also made all this power way simpler to actually use. You remember how you used to have to pick from a confusing menu of different models? All that's gone. Now there's just one GPT-5. You give it a task, and it intelligently decides for itself how much brain power it needs to throw at the problem. Simple as that. And they didn't stop there. The updates started rolling out fast. By the fall of 2025, we got a whole bunch of cool stuff. You could give it different personalities, like a cynic or a nerd, so it didn't sound so, sycophantic. They started beta testing memory, connecting it to your Gmail and calendar, making it a true personal assistant. And maybe the most important thing, the rate of hallucinations, when it just makes stuff up, plummeted. We're talking from 4.5% down to less than 1%. That's a huge deal for trust. Okay, so we have this incredibly powerful, trustworthy AI. The big question is, what are people actually doing with it? Well, that brings us to our next section, AI as your new co-pilot. And I'm not just talking about help writing an email. We're talking about building entire applications from the ground up. This has basically poured rocket fuel on this idea called vibe coding. It sounds funny, but the concept is amazing. Instead of meticulously writing every single line of code, you just describe the vibe. You tell the AI in plain English what you want your app to do, what you want it to feel like, and it just builds it. And the results? They're just mind-blowing. Take this quote from Matt Wolf again. He was testing it out, and he basically just described a popular video game in a single sentence. A few minutes later, GPT-5 had built a fully working, beautiful clone of the game. He said, and I quote, "This is absolutely blowing my mind right now." And yeah, you can see why. But here's the thing, it's not just some kind of magic trick. This is where it gets really powerful. Developers are now working with the AI. They're setting up these structured plans, like a blueprint, and guiding GPT-5 through the whole process. From picking the right database, setting up the project, all the way to building the features that you and I actually see and use. It's a collaboration. And we are way, way past just generating simple little scripts here. The demos we're seeing are insane. We're talking about creating complex 3D games with physics and everything, or building live financial dashboards that pull in real-time data, all from a simple spoken request. It's wild. So here's the crucial takeaway. This incredible creative power, it's not just for coders and tech nerds anymore. It's breaking out and being plugged into every single major industry. And the speed at which it's being adopted is just staggering. Just take a look at how professionals are using AI at work. Yeah, sure, a huge chunk, almost 65%, are using it for writing stuff, like emails and reports. That makes sense. But look closer. More than a quarter are using it for coding, and another quarter are using it for note-taking and summaries. This isn't a novelty anymore. It's becoming a core tool for getting work done. And when I say the adoption is explosive, I mean it. By November 2025, OpenAI hit 1 million business clients. 1 million. That makes it the fastest-growing business platform ever. And we're not talking about small startups. These are massive companies. Morgan Stanley, T-Mobile, Target, building this tech into the very heart of their operations. And the financial impact of all this? It's just transformative. Look at banking. We're talking about a potential for an extra $340 billion in value every year. In healthcare, it could save over $360 billion a year, mostly by speeding up drug discovery. It's like plugging a giant efficiency engine directly into the global economy. So when you step back and add it all up, the total potential is a number that's almost hard to wrap your head around. $4.4 trillion. That's the potential value AI could add to the global economy annually. This isn't just a cool new gadget. This is the beginning of a whole new economic era. Now, when you have that much money and that much power on the table, the game changes. The race for AI isn't just a competition between companies anymore. It's bigger. It's become a matter of national strategy, about controlling your own computing infrastructure, your own data. It's a new global race. This is the kind of power that changes everything. And it forces us to ask some really big questions, right? Like, what's next? How do we even begin to manage something this powerful? And you can see the world starting to react. Governments are definitely not sitting on the sidelines anymore. You've got the EU passing its big Artificial Intelligence Act. You've got states like Colorado passing their own laws. Everyone is scrambling to figure out the rules. And at the same time, you have this push for infrastructure independence, where countries are realizing that to compete, they need to control their own AI destiny, their own energy, their own data, their own compute power. So that kind of leaves us with this huge open question. This thing started as a personal tool, then it became a massive corporate engine, and now it's a strategic national asset. The AI race is officially on. And the big question is, who's going to win? And what will that future look like? Will it be personal? Will it be national? Or something else entirely? A lot to think about.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like as it helps the channel.